I told you so. I would get tons of hate mail from you Obama supporters. Obama should have denounced his pastor 20 years ago when he first started spilling out all that hate. 20 years? Listening to someone almost every single week? I think that's a character issue. Obama to think that we as Americans are so stupid. But he was lying about a very serious political subject to save his skin. And now what? And now he's being exposed. Sorry, I'm just getting my strings pulled. Great speechwriter, by the way. You know, at first Obama would say, "I never heard anything," and then when he gave his great speech, guys, go listen to it. It's all over YouTube. It's like one of the top viewed videos. He finally concedes, I have heard him say some hateful things. All along before, he would say adamantly, "I never heard anything. Never heard it." Can we say character flaw? Come on, I mean, just put that out there. Something to think about, I guess.
I don't think that those that think that way really understand or really give much thought to the process. I mean, a pastor is kind of like a father figure for many people. My dad is like a preacher. He's not, but he is a preacher type. And I love my father to death. I mean, I've loved him all my life. There are things that I don't agree with that my father says. I mean, there are things that are completely not correct. But to completely disown my dad for his beliefs or to correct him, I mean, I try correcting my father. Hell, you try correcting your father or your mother.
I just got finished listening to Senator Barack Obama's speech about race in America. And I have to say, as an observer of this election, that this is the type of courage and directness that we want to see in a president. It would have been easy for him to disown himself of the Reverend Wright. It would have been easy for him to skirt over the race issue and say, well, those were isolated comments and he didn't really mean them. But he took the courageous stance. He admitted that these race issues exist. He admitted that there are differences between generations about race. And that is the type of quality that I would like to see from a president. Someone who will address an issue head on. Someone who has the courage to speak the truth. Someone who cares enough about the people close to them in their lives that they will defend them, even though they disagree with the things that they said.
About what Barack Obama said, I think it made a lot of sense, and I am a multiracial person. My mom's white, my dad's black, we have some Mexican in there too. My name is Arabic. So, as far as Barack Obama's speech, he touched on a lot of good points. My point is, church. Church is bad.
Hold on, wait. He did not just say church is bad. Oh, God.
My point is, church. Church is bad. Church is bad. Church is bad.
I don't go to church every Sunday. But, dude, church is bad, man. Church is bad.
Church. Church is bad.
It's about time that a politician actually said some real stuff about race and didn't just denounce somebody who has feelings about race as the Reverend Wright does, clearly. It's okay to be angry at America sometimes. It's okay to be angry at aspects of America that have discriminated against your ancestors in a really severe and horrific way. That's okay with me, and I think it's okay with a lot of people, and I think that Barack Obama actually, he's kind of okay with it too, that it's okay to be angry. That's how things change, is when you get angry about something.
I listened to Barack Obama's speech the other evening on race, and what I decided after I listened to it was that he is an appeaser. He likes to make everybody happy. The reason I support Hillary Clinton is because she is not an appeaser. Of course people dislike her and they hate her. That's because she tries to do something. She says things and does things that make people unhappy. No matter what Barack Obama says, he will never have as much experience as Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Everyone's going on about how great Barack Obama's speech was. Obama. I hate Barack Obama. The other day I had this video all worked out in my head where I was going to compare Jeremiah Wright to everybody's grandparents and break the whole thing down. Then the next day I turn on the TV and what do I find? Barack Obama stole my whole grandmother bit. That was my thing that I was going to say. Bad enough you took the whole having a black father and a white mother thing and copied it from me. I was going to let that slide. So, but how did you? I don't know how he's stealing my thoughts. I'm mad at Barack Obama right now. That being said, he did make a great speech. And obviously what made the speech so important is that it's so rare for someone on that level of politics to speak about racial issues at that much length and with that much nuance, and set an example for how we can all take a deep breath and slow down and actually talk some real talk. We'll have lots of media chatter for the rest of this week about how the speech was a political necessity for very mundane reasons, and a lot of speculation about how the speech worked as a tactic and how it fits into the horse race. But I hope that we'll also be able to detach from that, take a deep breath, and then continue on with this conversation after the media chatter dies down. Because there's been a lot of talk this year about how people are post-racial and they're over the race thing, but people seem to relate to being over race as if it means we never have to talk about race again. And whenever the topic comes up, people shut the conversation down like we don't have to talk about race because we're over that. We're post-racial. No, you're not. Trying to be post-racial is like trying to be colorblind. It's impossible to achieve and it's not even a good idea to begin with. Having a healthy relationship with race doesn't mean that you don't recognize someone's ethnicity and heritage. It means that you do recognize it and you're comfortable with it and you don't make any irrational judgments based on it. And being over something doesn't mean that you never talk about it again. If you want to avoid talking about something, that means you're not over it. You're only over something when you feel perfectly fine about discussing it whenever it comes up. And that's why I'm so happy to see Obama finally dive right into talking about race. Because whether we take up the challenge to continue this real talk is going to be the true test of whether we actually want to get over it or we just want to keep pretending that it's over.
In conclusion, we can safely say that there are people that really like Barack Obama and people that may not like Barack Obama as much. But after looking on YouTube and seeing most of the comments that are on there, I can truthfully say that most people in the YouTube community really like Barack Obama. I wonder why. Anyway, before I go, I want to leave you with the last part of Barack Obama's race speech. Either it will enlighten you or send you away with anguish. Regardless, the information is out there, so just keep looking for it.
It is not enough to give health care to the sick, or jobs to the jobless, or education to our children. But it is where we start. It is where our union grows stronger. And as so many generations have come to realize over the course of the 221 years since a band of patriots signed that document right here in Philadelphia, that is where perfection begins. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.